This process here is kind of like a glimpse into my headspace. The reason I'm smiling is because of where I'm at right this minute, but kind of like my headspace at this point in time in my life. And I think like the idea here is it'll be cool to reflect on that, looking back, and also a way to maybe leave some trails of wisdom and learnings along the way and such. So selfishly and also selflessly, hopefully providing some sort of value. Yeah. Fuck. Okay. I feel guilty umming and and basically like part of the idea here is like Sam Sulek, if you're not familiar, SAM SULEK on YouTube. This dude has I mean, he's a fucking beast, but he's built audience online, not by high edited, high concept videos, but by consistent posting and very unedited, unscripted, long form video. Like I've been saying the past two, this is I guess the first one because the first two are pre 2025. I don't really know what this format is gonna look like. And partly is because where I'm at right now is I just don't have the bandwidth to edit this and concept this and document the week at a level that would be fun. Not that this isn't fun, but this is kind of where I'm at right now. That being said, it's work in progress, and I feel like getting started. Some people argue don't start till you're ready because first impressions. I think if it's good, people will come back. Not to say this isn't good. I think quality is subjective. But I'm rambling. We're 3 minutes in. A couple things that resonated with me this week. One, went to dinner with my mom, my two sisters, and my girlfriend. And as we were leaving, a couple of friends were about to watch a movie that I wanted to see, which is the Bob Dylan movie. Like literally about to go in. And I thought that they had an extra ticket, but ultimately I bought a ticket and watched a movie with them. And I think just like these spontaneous moments, I don't know for sure if I holistically believe like what's meant to be will be kind of thing, but I do believe in that in some aspect, in predominantly a large. I think that the only hesitation to that belief is there's some things that happen in life, not even just to ourselves, but to others, that to me, I have a hard time saying what's meant to be will be, because it's just like there's fucked shit. But I do believe that in a sense of spontaneity and intentionality, there is this words are tricky to find to describe it, but I do think there's this synchronicity, if you want to say coincidence, that maybe nudges you towards the universe slash God, nudges you towards that when you have this desire. And anyway, movie was great, inspiring, and it kind of put me on this like little Bob Dylan rabbit hole. And I'm gonna wrap this up shortly here, but just to keep in mind, it's 6 a.m. right now. My newsletter goes out at 7. I haven't sent it. I just woke up. I passed out from on the couch. I've since brushed my teeth but yeah, it's a lot right now, to be honest. But hey, man, I'm fucking grateful, and I'm adhering to the challenge. I started 75 Zico, which is like a slight iteration on 75 hard, twice now. What I'd like to do is like figure out how to document more of the week for this and not just make it a talking head. So that's my challenge for this next week, is to integrate aspects of the week in some capacity. Because right now it's just shoot and upload. But yeah, there's a few really inspiring notes in that film. You can't be plain. You can be ugly. You can be beautiful. I wrote the quote down so I could read it to you. Let me do that. Gotta be beautiful or ugly, but you can't be plain. Make some noise, track some mud on the carpet. I love that. It's what Johnny Cash says to Bob Dylan in the movie. And a virtual mentor of mine, Father Bronx, I recommend if you're an artist. Make art not content on Instagram. And he invited me to this community of his. And the first post that I see under the Father Bronx Diaries is what artists can learn from the CEO killer. And I was like, bro, I don't know about that. Like, come on. But he makes good point. And I also think this goes back to the Bob Dylan thing, which is like, you can be beautiful, you can be ugly. You can't be plain. That's a statement there. That is, even the fact that he's posting about this, not even just the CEO, not even the CEO killer, but the fucking Bronx for sharing this perspective on this story. There's two takeaways. One is like, why did he become a symbol? And how can you commit murder in broad daylight and have so many people love you? By standing for something, by being a symbol for a group of people who are voiceless, by having a message. So, yeah. The point is like what artists can learn from CEO killer. And the second point is about having abs by being pretty. Image matters. So all your heroes had an image. Even the ones who claim they didn't have an image, like Kurt Cobain, had an image. I don't have an image. I'm just myself, said Rihanna once, furthering her image. You think Frida Kahlo looked like that by mistake? You can be mysterious and underground for a little while, but eventually if you tend to make a career out of it, you'll have to do your big reveal. Make sure it's on your own terms by planning for it, like The Weeknd. Creative people try to make every aspect of their art a work of art, not just the objects they make. Being defiantly authentic is always beautiful. I think that's what this is, baby. I'm so tired. We're about 10 minutes in. But yeah, that's something to think about. The Bob Dylan thing was really inspiring. That brought me to the Founders episode. I listened to it a while ago. But I re-listened to it post the movie. Great episode, highly recommend it. And he recommended in that episode a talk by venture capitalist Ted Gurley, which mentions Bob Dylan, and that was great as well. And I'll link both those things in the description, as well as Make Art Not Content. I'll link what I talk about here in the description. And Yeah, I think something that is just inspiring to me is the Casey Neistats, the J. Cole's. I don't necessarily want to talk about everything going on in my life, but I also feel like what's helped me the most is like people in positions that are further ahead than me in some regard in aspects of life, giving me tips on that path. And by no means do I have it all figured out. This is a process of documenting that process in progress for the people that are curious about it. But maybe along the way I can share something that can help someone and be of some sort of value. So yeah, that's it. What's exciting is the realization that if I'm doing 7-minute drill every day, I can just post what is the result of that. And also if I'm making a beat every day, I can just post that. So that's something that I want to start unveiling this week. I apologize for the exhaustion, but I'm excited. I've got 2 songs coming out this week that I worked on. One is going to be Treading Water by Cat French. One is going to be Taking Off by Alexander John. So check those songs out. Let me know what you think. I'll link them in the comments or whatever, the description as well. And I hope you have a great week. Something that I said to someone I care about this week that I will leave you with is that, the self-doubt and the insecure perspective of yourself. And this may not be the case for you, but has been the default. What would it look like if you were to just try to switch that to the voice, or a voice, maybe it doesn't exist yet, but a voice of self-love, of self-belief, of caring for yourself the way you would for a friend or family member, and believing that you're capable of something that you may not be capable of, and telling yourself whether or not you can do it, that we're gonna do it, whether or not you believe you're capable, putting yourself in that position to find out, which I think is so fucking important. I think it's all courage. Like, when you don't have fucking money, you have to put yourself out there and you have to fucking iterate, and that's courage to put yourself out there. And every time that you change something, and Bob Dylan is switching from folk music on a fucking acoustic guitar to rock music, electric guitar, full band, and getting booed at the folk festival. That album goes on to become one of the greatest albums of all time. Like, Steve Jobs revolutionized music with iTunes and the iPod, and he revolutionized the phone. Like, I don't know, you just need a little courage, and you don't need to revolutionize the whole fucking thing. You don't need to have the greatest thing ever, but like, I think that's the thing. It's like, believe you're a little capable. What would it look like to like yourself? I'm reading this book, Psychology of Selling, and one of the things that helps with selling is like liking yourself. People like people that like themselves. But regardless, it feels good to like yourself, and not as self-absorbed, selfish way, but just like out of just basic, like, non self-hatred, beating yourself up, having that grace. So, which I think it's important to take stock and assess, which is something that I want to do this week, because I've since now failed 75 Zico twice. but I'm gonna keep fucking getting back up and doing it again. I don't give a fuck. I think I'm gonna try to figure out how to make sure that it's not just I'm making the same mistakes, you know. Also, this journal that I got, it's called Phoenix Journal. I'm not gonna, I mean, you could look that up. I'm not gonna put it in here till I recommend it, but I want to dive into that. And yeah, for more like things that I found this week that resonate with me, check out the newsletter if you haven't already. Check out the music. I am in a place, is the last thing I'll say, I guess, about that, about whatever this week. I'm in a place where, like, speaking of courage, like, okay, and I'm still trying to work this out internally here. I need to get back to play. I feel like my whole approach to music has always been like, make the dopest thing possible to me. Like, hopefully it's dope to other people, but like, I've always just like, it's always been a cathartic self-expression experience. And I think that's the stuff that resonates the most. And it's always been this other also attempt to like resonate. And that desire, coupled with the desire to grow and learn, really drove me to do LAMP, which is this like 9-month high intense program mentored by Stargate, two of the best pop producers of all time. And look, I love pop music. I love a great pop song. There's a reason we call shit bubblegum pop and like copy paste. And listening to this J. Cole thing post LAMP, I was like really struggling with like identity and like, who am I? And I think that there's like this insecurity, and I just had to I was judging myself. I had to, not writer's block, honestly, I believe in that because I think you could write about anything. But I was just resistance, you know, I was blocking my own shit. And I think it stemmed from this like need to be perfect and this fear. Fear is really what it was. It was fear. It's like, bro, I'm 27 now. Am I too old? Like, fear, like, shit, it hasn't happened yet. Even though all this effort, work, time, money, all this invested is not lost, you know? But because we don't see all the growth happening underground, you know, we don't see all the growth. We just see like, maybe like a little sprout, you know, these little moments of like, oh shit, you know? But we don't see like a whole fucking beanstalk or like bamboo tree. And we're like, bro, I'm trying to tour. Like, I'm trying to produce, like, whatever. And I think sometimes you have to see that before you can even do it, right? That's what running a marathon was for me. Or even if you can't see it, it's like, you throw it out there. You kind of see it. And you're like, I don't really see it yet, but I'm just going to do it. I don't know how. And that's courage. And I think courage is in some ways opposite of that, fear. But it's not the absence of fear. It's doing it despite the fear. It's moving despite the fear. It's saying, I feel fucking scared. I don't know if I can do this thing. But either way, we're going to fucking do it. I mean, that's what this is. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is. To be honest with you. So, yeah, and I think the J. Cole thing was really eye-opening for me. And there's this desire to be great. And, like, your first album needs to be fucking Illmatic by Nas. And also, like, everything you put out needs to touch greatness and needs to be, like... And it's like, bros, that is so much pressure to put on yourself, especially in this day and age where there's so much shit out. No fan has ever been like, damn, I wish that artist before they died put out less shit. You know, obviously you could do too much, but I think having some level of intention behind it helps. So it's 6:12. I'm gonna finish this here, upload it so that I can send out the newsletter by 7. I usually schedule it a day before, at least a day or two usually. So yeah, and I think kind of to go back to this last thing is like, what's that message? For me, I really think it comes down to courage, and I really want I would love to be an example for people. You know, I don't want to just talk about it. Literally, this is just talking. But I would love to, as I'm updating and as this progresses, there to be more case studies for that based on my actions and not just my words. And I've done a lot of courageous shit in some regard. Not to toot my own horn, but like going to New York with no plan, no job, no money, to figure it the fuck out and just try to make it in music. Most people wouldn't do that. And fuck other people, but I'm just saying, like, from a sense of courage, I almost backed out. But someone told me I had to go. You know, signing up for a marathon, like, I don't know, doing hard shit. So I'm a little nervous about the marathon this year, to be honest, because I've been missing my trainings. There's a fucking half marathon I didn't run this weekend. It's tricky working 6 days a week, 10 shifts a week, you know, from 2 jobs. And then on top of that, making time for myself to exercise and for 60 minutes a day and train for a marathon, and also make music every day and get better at my craft there. And I also have a dog, and I also have a girlfriend, and I also have just, anyway, I'm not trying to complain, because I think what also helps is gratitude. And I have so much to be grateful for. And patience. And that's something that, this is the actual last thing I'll say. This is something that Ted Gurley, I think it's Ted Gurley, Bill Gurley, talked about in the talk that I'm listing in the link that David Senra from Founders Podcast talked about. And someone asked him a question at the end of it in a Q&A that resonated. This is an MBA program, and he uses Bob Dylan as an example. Danny Meyer, who founded Shake Shack in 11 Madison Park, where I worked, in New York. Quick little flex there. But he talked about these stories, and it's called Running Down a Dream. This MBA program talk that he did. And someone asked him a question, like, basically, like, do you just take that courageous leap and just say, fuck it, balls to the wall, I'm going to do the thing? And he says, yes and no. What he said is, like, for him to do VC, like, there was no opportunities to do it. So it was like, all right, well, okay, I'm gonna go to Wall Street, because I didn't know that. I was told I couldn't do it yet. And then you keep inching towards it. And I think, like, that's the thing. Is, like, when you're not at work, when you're not at school, are you putting in the effort to get better at the thing? Are you... So, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but that resonated with me, because I feel stressed at times and, like, fuck, bro, I don't have time to do shit. Especially after doing LAMP, where I had all day, 5 days a week, 9 months, like... But yeah, now I'm in a position where I have to get off that and navigate that. So, hey man, I'm grateful. My car broke down and got towed, and we got that back. And so, I'm healthy and I'm grateful. It's 6:17, so I'm gonna upload this. And if you watched this far, thank you so much. This is a very non-traditional format here. But stay tuned for more shorts throughout the week. I'm going to be sharing writing. I'm writing every day, for at least 7 minutes, producing every day, practicing guitar, practicing keys, practicing singing, meditating, journaling. Like, it's go time, baby. It's go time. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for y'all for watching. And if you're from the future, welcome. You're right on time. Keep going. See you next week. And yeah, what would it look like to be a person who likes himself this week and believes they're capable? And fuck all the fucking noise, bro. Be Moses, part the Red Sea of noise, and just lock in and just go. And be patient, of course. So that's where we're at right now. And I hope this resonated with you. Let me know what resonated with you in the comments if you watched this far. And peace. I'm about to end this shit. Yeah. Go listen to Treading Water by Cat French and Taking Off by Alexander John. New Zico music soon. We're figuring that out. Had a little artistic identity crisis. But hey, that's where transformation comes in, you know. To become the butterfly, you have to shed being the caterpillar. So, and I've definitely been in a cocoon, so to speak. So, very grateful, very blessed. And I hope you have a blessed week. Peace. Till next time.